if you're an addict out there and you're struggling and you know, not living the best life that you could be, if you're tired of being dope sick, if you're tired of spending all your money on drugs, if you're tired of letting your loved ones down, not having control of your life, if you're tired of the chaos that ensues with an addiction, you don't have to live like that. I lived like that for 15 years, in and out of jail, in and out of treatment facilities, the dope houses, standing on a corner. I did it all, and had many opportunities to get sober, but I just wasn't ready. And if you're thinking about getting help, you know, if you're anything like me, for me to go to treatment, the stars had to align like perfectly. I needed drugs before I went. I needed, a ride. I needed a million things before I was willing to go. And in reality, I just needed to go. Your detox is never as bad as you imagine it's going to be. Like, we know that. It's bad, especially now with the metamidine and the xylazine and the fentanyl and all that shit that they're putting in it. It is a lot worse. My last two detoxes were in a hospital, UPenn and Temple. The most comfortable detoxes I've ever had, but the chemicals required a hospital detox. After that, I left the hospital on Sublocade, and from there, it's just fixing your mental health and going to meetings and just not picking up, and eventually you build a life that I couldn't imagine giving up the life that I have today, for a hit of whatever, like, and I would at some point in my life throw everything away for drugs. I did it many, many times. But like today, like, I have everything that I said I wanted while I was using, everything that I didn't think I'd ever be able to obtain, um, that I didn't think I was worthy enough to obtain. Like, I've, almost obtained it. And that's wild because I haven't been sober a long time. Um, and it's amazing what sobriety will do and what sobriety can give you if you put forth the effort. Like, it's as simple as that. Do you want to live like this or do you want to live like that? And at the end of the day, like, if you want to live a good life, you'll put forth the effort to do so. I stalled for 15 years, unfortunately. I'm paying the price now, but you know what? I've never been as happy as I am. I've never thought that I would get to the point that I am, and I'm only just getting started, right? So, like, I'm here because I started. Whatever your dreams and aspirations are, like, you can get there if you start, and that just, goes with making the decision to go and get the help and follow through. And bottom line is, if you're done, you're done. And yes, you need some help getting done, but like, you'll figure it out, and we'll figure it out in treatment, and from there, it's just you get these gifts of doing the right thing. And when you continuously do the right thing, or attempt to do the right thing, like, God looks out, and it's beautiful to watch. And if you're struggling, pick up the phone, make the call, get yourself some help. If you're from the Philly area, UPenn, Temple, I mean, I've never had a more comfortable detox. Other than that, there's plenty of other places. But yeah, don't wait. Like, the longer you wait. I woke up, I was 36 years old. I was like, holy shit. I'm either gonna get it now or live an entire life like this. It gets to a point where all those tomorrows, I'm gonna stop tomorrow. I'll fix my shit tomorrow. You can pile enough of them, you waste enough time, and it's a waste of life. We're not meant to be here to be a slave to some chemical powder that fucking dictates everything that we do. I had to get something in me every 6 hours, or I was having seizures and I was throwing up. You can't even hustle to be able to afford my drugs because I'm always sick. Yeah, it's terrible. But the longer you sit in that, the crazier shit gets. But if anybody's thinking about getting help, I'm living proof. Trust me, I've overdosed over 30 times. You can get help. and you can get off of drugs, and you can have the life that you want, that you were meant to have.